Alright, here is another video where the model numbers are deceiving. To the left I have the RT-AC3200 and to the right I have the RT-AC3100. Now you would think that the 3100 is a lesser model. Even more deceiving is the fact that it only has 4 antennae. And you got this one, higher number model. I don't know if it came out second or not. I think they came around at the same time. So it's got 6 antenna. So, you know, score that one, right? Not on your life, Tootsie Foot. I just invented that name. I have no idea where that came from. Okay, let me just tell you a little bit about it. First of all, this one with the 6 antenna, if you were to go to Asus's website for coverage, it'll say large home. You know, a lot of antenna, large home. Awesome. You go to Asus's same website for the smaller, well actually it's not smaller, less antenna, smaller model number, RT-AC3100, coverage, very large home. Weird. Now, also, data rate. On the 3200, you have 8211 up to 450 megabytes a second, and then you have 8211 Turbo Q up to 600 megabits a second, and I think 80211 AC up to 1300 megabits a second. It's fairly decent, right? No, it's not. This one here, first of all, it has over double the amount of data rate and protocols. It has 8211A. And this one is, well, it's kind of weird because it's 6, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, or 40, 48, and 54 megabits a second. Seems very slow, but it's deceiving because that's A channel. That's very old, so it's very backwards compatible. And then you got the B channel, 1, 2, 5.5, and 11 megabits a second, and the G channel. It's just telling you this is more versatile. 6.9, no, 6, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, and 48, I believe, megabits a second. And now we're coming to the end, which is what this starts out at. She, remember, was 450 megabits a second. This one here not only is backward compatible to A, B, and G, her N is 600 megabits a second. Yeah, I know, crazy. Go figure. And then her AC, 80211 AC, this one was 1300 megabits a second. This one is 1734 megabits a second. And then, of course, she also has the Q, 1024Q, whereas the other one is called Turbo Q. This one's Turbo Q at 600 megabits a second. This is 1024Q in either 2.4 gigahertz mode or 5 gigahertz mode. At 2.4, she's 1,000 megabits a second, you know, a little less than this one of 1300. But at 5 gigahertz, she's 2167 megabits a second, almost double than that one. So, you know, that's, like I said, the model numbers and the antennas on this one is deceiving. As far as all the other paraphernalia, it's about the same. Memory is about the same. 128 megabytes of flash and 256 megabytes of RAM. You know what? Now that I think about it, the 3100 I think has about double that. 128 megabytes of flash RAM, but 512 megabytes of onboard RAM. Everything else pretty much the same. The other thing that and as far as encryption, they're all the same. The ports on them are about the same. You look on the back of this, you see you've got 4 RJ45s you can connect to. There's a USB over there. There's your cable modem right there and your power supply. They both run about the same type of power supplies too, interchangeable. You notice this one is pretty much identical. Same. So, bottom line is, higher model number, more expensive, more antennae, not near as as powerful as lower model number, less antenna, and less money. By, I think, close to by like 50, 60 bucks less. So this is, and I think the reason why they do this, when I researched the difference, what this one does is it allows a lot of different peripherals to plug into it at a somewhat lower range. So she's able to take a lot more in. And that's probably why she's independently putting out a lot less out, because she's dividing it up, because she will take a lot of different peripherals at the same time. This one here is a gaming router. She's really meant to just go to a hub and then have some of those few, you know, you get one at every LAN party. The preppy guys with their Macs on their Wi-Fi and nothing else, and they need to keep up with the Joneses. She's good for that because and also if you're at home and you want range, let's say you have a big house, like my house is pretty big, and that's the biggest problem I have with my routers is they don't have the distance. Even though I've strategically put my router in the center of my home at base level, it still doesn't get the back rooms or upstairs. So I was looking for more distance, more power. I don't have a lot of peripheral connect ups unless I do my Clash of Clan 10 Android devices, which I had a video about that. That's pretty interesting. This one would be better for that. So that's why I bought them both. I'm going to try them both out and see what happens. And I have one close by that if I need to, I'll switch out. Or maybe I'll have them both active and see if I can passively sleep one of them or not. But if you want a gaming router, and I always suggest to people, when you're gaming, if you're by yourself, Wi-Fi it, go with that one, that's fine. If you're close enough, RJ45 line it, and I mean, then you're going to get your gigabit boom right there, always constant, no flickering. So she's more powerful, more distance, greater speeds, less versatility as far as amounts coming in. She is backwards compatible. She'll handle older devices. This one here is really just the N series stuff that's out there right now. She's built to handle a lot of different peripherals at the same time, but she's slower. So based on that, hopefully that'll clear it up for you and you can decide which router you want. I mean, there are gaming routers that are up to $800. I mean, I've seen them, I've been tempted, but no way. These routers are, I think when they were first, they're getting a little older now. They're over a year old. They started out at about $300. But then again, I shop. I was able to get one refurbished. I think they still have them. And I think it was at Best Buy. Might have even have been New Egg for $149. And I think it was the 3100. And then the 3200, I bought that used also on eBay. I paid, I don't think I paid $129 for it. But they both work. They're both nice routers. As far as gaming standards, they're still up there with some of the higher end stuff that's out there. So, I mean, they're right up there pretty close. I like to look at what is, this was both of these were extreme routers at the time they were made. So they do still perform quite well for even being a year or so old. I hope that clears it up for you. I think this is probably your best buy as far as routers go for the money, for the bang for buck, depending on what you want to do. If you got a lot of peripherals, you go that way. If you want just pure power, you go that way. Thanks for watching.